Hello everyone, my name is Joey. We are in this video to talk about and put a spotlight on child trafficking and prostitution. I believe it would be beneficial to share a roadmap of this topic we intend to cover in this video. There will be 4 parts in this video. They include the description of the issue, its background, its root causes and the effects on the victims, as well as how it affects our understanding of gender equality. Without further ado, I will pass the screen over to Alyssa to allow her to begin by defining child trafficking and prostitution.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm going to be talking about what is child trafficking and prostitution. Child trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery, and it is the recruitment and transportation and harboring in kidnapping a child for the purpose of adaptation, exploitation, forced labor, or slavery. What is the issue about? The issue is about how children are enslaved to provide cheap labor or work in dangerous situations and do illegal activities. It is also in which a child is kidnapped and end up being sold into modern-day slavery, where children are forced into prostitution, pornography, hard labor, forced child begging, child soldiers, etc.
Hi, my name is Kenyu, and I'll be talking about the history and statistics of child trafficking and prostitution. Child trafficking began to be a very significant issue globally in the 1990s as too many children are kidnapped away from their family. Based on international labor organizations, at least 10,000 children are kidnapped in a year. Furthermore, children are accounted for 27% of human trafficking victims worldwide. Asia actually has the highest percentage of child trafficking, as India has more than 14 million children trafficking cases. 100,000 to 300,000 of children are sexually exploited in the United States. In 2012, the United Nations Office on Crimes reported the percentage of child victims had risen in a 3-year span from 20% to 27%. Lastly, in 2014, researchers done by the organization Thorn has reported that only 70 children actually survived from human trafficking a year.
My name is Rishpreet, and next I'll be talking on who does it affect. So, we focus on children under 18 years old. Despite the gender of being female or male, they will still be affected by child trafficking and prostitution. Next, parents and families. Parents and families will be worried for their children on whether they can provide enough safety to protect their children against child trafficking and prostitution. Other than that, the society would feel very unsafe because their children involved, their family members involved, people they are very close to and their loved one would be involved. Lastly, it affects the country's crime rate. So affecting the country's crime rate eventually will also affect the country's economy, which will completely destroy everything. Next, I will be talking on impact on victims. What will victims feel once they go through such terrible thing? So first is fear. They will have a fear of being alone. They'll have a fear of strangers. They'll have fear as they see older men, scary looking men. Next is self-harm. So they will feel that self-harm is the only way out of this trauma that they went through, and they will try to harm themselves in any way possible. It might even lead to suicidal ideation. Next is hallucination. So whatever they went through, only they know how they feel. And eventually they will hallucinate and rethink everything that happened again and again, which is very unhealthy. Other than that, isolating behavior. So they will isolate themselves from family members, from close ones. They will avoid talking to anyone, avoid interacting at all. So they will eventually just find peace by keeping themselves alone. Also, memory loss and denial. So after the crazy impact that they went through, they will eventually get mentally affected by this. They will have a denial in life. They will have memory loss here and there. So there are bits of memories where they have, which is traumatizing, or bits of memory which they lost throughout of whatever they had to go through. So lastly is a change in pattern of interest. So they will have a change in appetite, they will have eating disorders, they will have change in interest. So where a child that was very bright and bubbly, they might actually go all sad and depressed, wanting to be alone, not wanting to talk to people after whatever they went through. So child trafficking and prostitution is actually a very terrible thing for someone to go through, as it impacts a lot of different parties in different ways.
Hello guys, I'm Jyoti and I'm here to shed some light about how does this occurring issue affect our understanding of gender equality. For women and girls who live in poverty, the danger of trafficking is dramatically higher as they are more vulnerable and become a big threat for traffickers. This point is backed up by a cultural issue called gender inequality. Example, in many cultures, girls or women are often viewed as inferior to boys, given fewer rights and restricted access to adequate healthcare, education, and opportunities in many countries. Therefore, women and girls are more likely to be targeted by child traffickers. In addition to that, based on a study from the JAMA network, between 2000 to 2018 year, the sex market have increased by a total of 60%. Because of this increase in the sex market, it has pushed the traffickers into using the woman to perform illegal activities and sex tourism to us, the strangers.
Now more than ever, children need to be protected from predatory criminals who turn the vulnerability and desperation of their victims into big business. So, what should you do if you suspect children or human trafficking that happens around you? The National Human Trafficking Hotline is always your best resource. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline toll-free at 1-888-3737-888. I repeat, 1-888-3737-888. They are always available to take reports of potential child or human trafficking. We really hope that our information has allayed your concerns regarding child trafficking and prostitution. That brings us to the end of our presentation. Once again,
Stop child trafficking and prostitution.